hard. Ready? One. That one.
That's the one I'm
I
talking
thought you
about.
meant the trebles that it was on.
Oh, so I just had one and now I got...
Now you got another one.
Hang on, hang on.
Hey, you're bleeding.
Well, it's hard to believe it is already stop number 4 in the EQ Bassmaster Opens. Man, it's been going quick already this season. We're, you know, there's 9 of them, so it's not quite halfway, but we're getting close to halfway. Really need to turn this thing around. Had a couple, you know, bad tournaments, just not really figuring out what's going on. Now we're heading to Wheeler. I've been there several times. We went there for FLW, and I've been there for the elites. It's a good fishery. It's just the time of year we're hitting it. It's just kind of one of those in between where they're just done spawning and they're not quite out deep yet, and they're kind of summer garden fry, and some are, you know, have been done for a while, so they're kind of scattered around. And we roll into town. I stopped at a buddy's house on the way down. It's about a 15 or 16 hour drive, so I had to stop along the way. And we get down there. We made it. It's heading down to Alabama, Wheeler Lake, and just pulled into the parking ramp. It's Saturday, and it appears that there is a bass tournament going on, because there's about 250 trailers at the ramp. This is a little busy. I think I'll find a parking spot, but it's pretty busy. It's about a 15-hour drive. Did most of it last night. Now we're putting in, it's about 9:30 or so. So we'll have most of the day to fish. Great facility. This is where we're putting out of. They redid this about 5 or 6 years ago. It was a kind of a dumpy little ramp, and now they got the conference center. That's where we'll have our meeting. Super nice. Tons of parking. Even got twice the ice. Ready to go. And Daryl's got a buddy that lives close to the lake, because he's not on the lake. It's about a 35, 40-minute drive to the lake, so not bad. But man, what a great place. We had our own rooms, and they cooked for us every night, and plenty of parking, and just, you know, great southern hospitality, I would call it. And get there, get everything moved in. First day of practice rolls along, and man, start catching them right away, which is not uncommon, because typically throughout the year what I've been doing is catching them real good and then kind of sticking with that pattern or that way I'm catching them, and it seems like it's been going away every single time. So it's one of those deals where you kind of figure it out real quick, and then throughout the week it gets worse and worse. Instead of figuring out what they're gonna be doing, I've been figuring out what they're doing right now and not adjusting quick enough. So anyway, I start catching them on top. And catch a good smallmouth, catch a, you know, a big largemouth, and, you know, just it's a lot of fun, obviously, because they're biting on top and catching quite a few. And the next day, same thing. And I caught some cranking, caught some on a shaky head. And they're just kind of biting, you know. It's pretty good. And kind of stuck with that throughout practice, and man, catching enough 13, 14 pounds a day, that's, you know, that's going to be good at Wheeler. I know it's not good enough to win. You're probably going to need like 15 a day to win, average, you know, but man, that's, you know, I'm pretty happy with 13 to 14. If I can do that during the tournament, we'll be in good shape. So day 1 and 2 of practice good, and then I think it was like day 3, I'm cranking down this, you know, little shallow bluff wall and catch a little smallmouth, and they're the worst ones. It's like one of those deals where a big one usually doesn't bother you any, but the little one I grabbed, you know, he was kind of hooked on the belly, and I grabbed underneath him, and he shook and went right in my thumb, like buried it. So now I got a fish and me, and we're stuck together, and like I'm trying to get, he's got 2 hooks in him, I got one in my finger.
Well, I had to call for backup. Daryl's on his way. You catch enough little fish, smallmouth, whatever. Smallmouth are kind of crazy, but had him on a plug, and he was kind of hooked in the bottom of the mouth and the stomach, and I just tried to reach around and just hold him, and of course he flopped, and now we got this going on. So Daryl's gonna come and jerk this baby out before I die of tetanus. It's not fun. It's nice though. So when he gets here, I can't do it. I probably could rip it out, but it's a lot less painful when he's only about 2 miles down the street.
So I have to call, I called Daryl, and he's only a mile or so from me, so he comes, runs to the rescue, and when he gets in the boat, you know, there's 2 treble hooks, so I'm worried. I even said something. I'm like, dude, what about the other hook? I'm not gonna hook you.
On the thing, put your hand down here.
I will, but I've had to get it ready.
Okay, so what? Here's what you do. You pinch it right here. Okay.
What?
You take your other.
With this?
Yes. Take your hand. Pinch it. I know it's gonna hurt for a second.
I don't care.
It's gonna pop right out, so don't freak out.
I've done it before, but I just never.
But I gotta go.
I'm just worried about this coming.
This one will get you. Say you. Hit it hard. Hit it hard. Ready? 1. Did that one get you? You should have took hooks off that one.
Yeah, I just said that. You're gonna get
That you.
That's the one I'm
I thought
talking
you meant
about.
the trebles that it was on.
Oh, so I just had one in. Now I got.
Now you got another one.
Hang on.
Hey, you're bleeding.
Listen to you.
Can't believe you didn't take the other hook off.
And so you have to hold the hook down, and they pop it out. Of course, when he popped it out, the other treble hook went into my other thumb. So don't ever call me or Daryl to get a hook out for you, because you're probably just going to get another one.
I sure.
I do, yeah. Definitely need icy.
I have 2 bad thumbs.
Now you got one in each hand.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, that way it's equal pain. You don't just have one throbbing.
So if you ever get a hook in your finger, don't call Daryl.
Cut the barbs off first, off the other hooks. You had all that time to do that. Hey, look, my boat's way over there, dude. Hope the barbs doesn't come through.
It was kind of a bad deal. You know, it always hurts to get a hook in your thumb, but then when you get both thumbs, it's twice the pain. So got that all figured out. What a fiasco that was. We look real intelligent out there pulling hooks out and putting it into my other hand. So figured all that out, got that done and taken care of. First day of the tournament starts, we get all ready, you know, we go to the meeting the night before and get all of our stuff ready at the house and take off in the morning. And you know, it's a pretty good day. It would obviously help if there was some overcast, but that wasn't going to happen on the first day. So day number 1, Wheeler. Got a long day, get to grind it out. Hopefully catch some this morning on top, and do a little cranking this afternoon. So we'll see how we end up at the end of the day. We're going to try our hardest, so we'll be rolling. I just stuck with what I was planning on doing is, you know, throwing top water in the morning and then switching to a crankbait and then a shaky head and just kind of fishing up around the dam area. And there's some good, real big smallmouth up there. I've caught several, and I caught a 4.5 pound largemouth along with it. So I start the day, you know, going back in a couple little pockets. Of course, there's boats everywhere because there's 225 boats in this thing, and you know, where the fish are biting, these guys figure out where it's at. So I go around my second little pocket and I come around and I catch a smallmouth on top, a nice one, like a 2 3/4. You know, that's pretty good. You know, it's going to be good. If we get a limit of those, we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, baby. That's a big old brown one. Yeah, baby. Very good one for number one. She got it, boy.
And then that was the last topwater bite I had. So then I milled around, crankbait, this, that, you know, switched it up, started throwing a shaky head, caught 2 or 3 right in a row up by the dam. And so now it's like 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Bobby. There's number 3. Another one. It's small, but it's a keeper. That's 4.
I think I have till 4, and I got 4, and I'm stuck on 4 forever. Like, I went back to where I caught those other fish and nothing, and just kept poking around. Then I started heading back toward the takeoff, and I had caught several down this stretch on a crankbait, and finally I catch my 5th one. It's like 3 o'clock, and I mean, I still don't have much, but just to get that 5th one, because it's, even if he's a 1.5 pounds, that's a 1.5 pounds more than I didn't have before. So get him in the boat, have another one on, a couple other ones on, lose them. I don't know if they were good or not, but anyway, go to weigh in, and I know it's not going to be good. I had like 9.3, which is like it's not good anywhere, but it's, when they're catching them like this, I think like 14 pounds was in 50th or something. It was pretty crazy. So I knew I had to switch something up. That when it takes till 3 o'clock to get your limit, that's not good. So new game plan for the next day. I fished the flats, Decatur flats, in practice, and caught a couple good ones, and I just there's so many boats out there. I just wasn't feeling it. I mean, it was crowded, and which it's crowded for a reason, because there's a lot of fish on it. So I just say, you know what, I'm just going straight across from takeoff, and I'm gonna start fishing and just figure out the day, kind of like a practice day. And first spot I roll into, there's a boat kind of sitting where I wanted, so I just go back behind him upriver a little bit farther, and like my 3rd or 4th cast, I catch a 2.5 pounder. Then like 5 casts later, I catch a 3 pounder, and it's like, you know, why did I drive 40 minutes to go up to the dam the first day when they're, you know, the fish are literally, I can see the takeoff. And so I just kind of milled around there, and then there's a big drum where the barges tie up, and I took a shaky head up next to that, and I catch one that's almost 4. And then just kind of catch fish all day long. caught a big spot off that drum that was probably a 2.5, and just kept catching them, and then right at the end of the day, the fish that I need, I probably got 15 minutes to fish, but I only got a 1-minute drive back because I stayed right next to takeoff the whole day, and I end up catching one that's, you know, close to 5, 4 3/4, 5, and got rid of a 2.5 pounder. So
got her. Look at this. I got her in. That's the biggest one of the tournament for me. My hands are shaking. Look at that baby. It wasn't coming off. Not at all. Finally got a big one in the boat.
that bumped me up from, you know, having probably 13 and a half to almost 17, like from 14 to 17, right in that range. So I was in 169th when I took off in the morning, and I moved up to, I think I finished 54th or something like that, somewhere in that range. So a good comeback, but it's just kind of frustrating that, you know, I didn't figure that out in practice, or I just didn't stick with the Cater Flats as much, because that's where, you know, that's where I think all the top 10 guys were. But you live and learn, and we're keeping the train rolling. We're got good momentum. We're going to Eufaula, Oklahoma next. I've never been there, which that doesn't bother me at all, but it's gonna be hot, and it's probably, you know, it's all post spawn. But man, that was a good comeback. I had a good time. It just, that first day just killed me. I gotta do away with that. So didn't have very many mistakes. Didn't lose any key fish. Landed the big ones, which was, you know, in the last tournament I lost the only two big bites that I had. So got that cleaned up. Hopefully we keep getting better and move up. Keep, you know, we've got 5 events left where I'm sitting like 50th in the points, so we got to move up 40 spots. We're not even halfway yet, so this should be pretty good. Stop number 5, so here we go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let's see, hopefully we can be in the top 10 in this next one and put on a really good show. It just kind of, it's kind of hard to make a good show when you have 9 pounds to start out the day, but we made a good comeback, got it figured out. Just when you think you forgot how to fish, you know, you kind of dial it in. And we're gonna move on to the next one, move up the leaderboard, keep on going, and look forward to fishing Eufaula, Oklahoma. We'll see you at the next one.